What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the Scary, Strange, and Paranormal, my all things weird show. Welcome, everybody, and today we have a very cool episode. A very, very cool episode for this spooky time of the year. Woo! And I got some returning topics and some new topics. We're going to start off with a message from Larry Holster. Sean, I was watching back some of your old paranormal shows. You talked about the Hoboken Monkey Man. Believe it or not, I've seen him twice in my life, in Hoboken. My mother didn't believe me, and the second time I seen him, she was with me. He was running through the streets, ugly as sin, hairy arms and all, and stared right at me. Some other people seen him. Everybody thought he was just a sickly person, but I don't think so. I never was so scared in my life. The Hoboken Monkey Man lives. What do you think of them, Matt? What do you think of them bananas? I talked about him. Thank you for watching back my episodes of this awesome series. One of the best on YouTube. You know something? I got to tell you, I've been doing a lot of paranormal investigations lately with my team, the Merry Paranormal. And, you know, every time we talk with somebody about something strange or weird New Jersey or something weird, the Hoboken Monkey Man topic comes up. And, you know, we're not alone. We're not alone. As a matter of fact, quite a few people that I've spoken to have seen him, and not just in Hoboken. The Monkey Man of New Jersey, they've seen him in the Pine Barrens. They've seen him in Newark. They've seen him in the country, away from the city. The Hoboken Monkey Man lives. The Hoboken Monkey Man lives. Let me ask you a question. Have you guys ever heard of the Hoboken Monkey Man? Wherever you guys live and wherever you guys are at, do you have a legend or folklore of a monkey, of an ape-like humanoid, an ape-like creature? I mean, it could be a Yeti. It could be a Bigfoot. I mean, that's a whole other topic. We have swamp ape here. The guy that's around here that people have seen, they call him the Big Red Eye. But this is not the same. This is more of a human figure than a big giant gorilla like Rosie O'Donnell. This is more like a regular humanoid kind of figure. The Hoboken Monkey Man. Those that seen him. He's a little shaggy. He stinks. He's got like a citronella smell. Disgusting. Hoboken Monkey Man. The tale will always live on the Scary, Strange, and Paranormal. Probably not the last we've heard of him. And on that front, the legend of the Lizard Man. Because you reminded me to talk about another topic on here. Legend of the New Jersey Lizard Man. He's well known. All right, so is everybody up for a tale? It was a windy day. Let's call the guy Bob. He was getting ready to go and see his girlfriend. Probably to get frisky with her. Supposedly he was going to go to her house and pick her up and take her to the movies. And he was going down an old swampy road, swamps on both sides, deep, deep woods. She lived in the middle of nowhere. And he was traveling. He was traveling quite a bit. He filled up on gas. He was good to go. And he's in the middle of nowhere in the road, in the swamp area, they called it. Let's just put it this way. You won't want to break down. Well, guess what happened? He broke down. He got a flat tire. All of a sudden, his car went boom, 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 boom. True story. So Bob pulls over. And you could hear the frogs, you could hear the crickets, everything was out. It was the middle of like a summer night. It was hot. And he was out there and he had a spare and he was changing his tire. But he got a whiff of something nasty, like a stink, like a skunk. Turned around and this giant, listen, this is how he described it. At first, he thought it was an alligator until it got up on two legs. Okay? It was staring at him. And he said it made a really weird reptilian sound and lunged at him. Just as he was finished and putting the last bolt or whatever into the tire, he jumped and he ran into the car and locked the door. And the lizard man was trying to pound in the car to get into the car. And even though he was terrified to no end, he was trying to look and stare at this beast. It had a long tail, a reptilian, he described it as an iguana tail. He was not drunk. He was not on drugs. He was fully awake. As he got his car and started taking off into the distance on this long, swampy road, he pulled over again. He was curious. He said, I know I'm not going nuts. Maybe it was a spirit. All of a sudden, Lizard Man returns. He sees him with his tail going like this, going after the car. This is like after a mile, attacking the car again. That's it. He put the car into full gear and speeded down the road. Well, of course, what had happened was, as soon as he hit the main highway, he got pulled over by a cop. Cop pulled him over. Young cop was like very punky. He goes, do you know why I pulled you over, sir? He goes, yeah, I do. He goes, and I'm going to tell you something right now. He says, if you were me, you would have went even faster. Cop said, excuse me, sir? He says, I was just attacked twice by Lizard Man. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happened to the guy, but let's just say the cop was not happy. But that's the story. That's what happened. Now, I've talked to people, very serious interview of people around here, and they all told me this very similar story. I'll just give you another example of a similar story, but it was a girl hiking, some hoe. She was hiking in a park by herself. It was near that area. It was near they call it the swamplands, South Jersey. And she was hiking and she heard a big rumble in the woods. Well, this was during the day. but it was, well, almost dusk, almost, it's still light out. And she said, I have to go find out what this is. And she went off the trail and she went off a little bit into the woods and she could see Lizard Man sticking his head out of the swamp, out of the bog. They call it a bog. He still had leaves and dirt on his head. Lizard Man of New Jersey. It's actually horrific. Wow. What a shame, Lizard Man. And my last topic for today's episode, short episode here. My last topic to talk to you guys about is dreams. Now, we talk about dreams a lot on this show, but this is a little bit different. This dream was scary, but it wasn't just scary. It meshed into real life. Like, I don't know if they call it like a REM sleep. There's a lot of technical terms when it comes to dreams. You could call it what you want, but this is my mother. So my mother had a dream, and now, I'm going to tell you right now, this has happened to her a couple times, and it goes down the exact same time, or same way, very similar. And my dad was with her, and she was with Mario, my Jack Russell. He was sleeping in the bed with them in the middle. And for whatever reason in the dream, she was fighting. She said she wasn't running, she was fighting and she was kicking and punching. And at first, she hit my dad in real life. And he woke up and he woke my mom up and he said, "You're having a nightmare. Calm down." So just imagine how intense that dream must have been for you to act out your dream. I know it's almost similar to sleepwalking, right? I mean, I've or is it similar to, like we've talked about before, sleep paralysis, right? Like some people can really hurt themselves. Like, can you really get hurt in a dream or hurt somebody else? So she went back to bed. Now, this is like a day or two later. She goes into the same exact dream, but she's like boxing or fighting someone. I mean, she said it was so real. So all of a sudden, she woke from the dream because she heard our little Jack Russell go, "Rrr." She pushed him with her feet right off the bed in the middle of the night, and he ran down the hall. I heard it. And she says, "Oh my God," she said, "I can't believe what happened. I had this horrible nightmare. I was pushing somebody with my feet because they were coming after me." She acted it out in real life. I mean, yeah. But it brings me to a whole discussion and a whole topic of, can you really act out your dreams and nightmares? I know kids are known to do that. When I was little, I talked about this before. I used to have this thing called night terrors. And I had them so bad when I was a kid that you couldn't look me in the face when I wake up because I would flip the fuck out. And I used to do shit like that. Like, my mom said she would hear me banging on the wall with my feet and she would have to shake me and get me up. She said my feet would be all blown up, swelled. And it was like I was flipping the fuck out. It was like I was flipping out in a dream, but then acting it out in real life. I guess it is very similar to sleepwalking, but you're not getting up. You're doing it laying down, right? I mean, it really is the same thing if you think about it. I don't know. I want to bring that on here because I thought it was pretty weird. Do you guys ever have anything strange like that happen at night in your sleep? I know sleeping and dreams is a big topic on this show, and I revisit it often. And this is the reason why. Usually it's me that has something really weird like that happen, but it's just it's a crazy, crazy thing. And then um, I think it happened like a day after, but it wasn't as intense. But she woke up like huffing and puffing like she had run a marathon. I've had that. Now, you never know the feeling of when this is a common thing. It's I know it's part of REM sleep when you're sleeping and you feel like you're falling off the bed and you get like that. I get that. I get that all the time, and then I wake up and my heart is beating like 1,000 miles a minute. Um, Another thing that's really strange that happens to me is that in a dream I hear somebody shouting at me, and then I wake up from it, and I can still hear the echo in my ear. Very strange stuff. Very, very weird. Um, Very weird stuff. And I'm going to end this podcast with a DM. I'm going to read it. We love it, interactions on the show here. That's what the show's all about, right? All right. Michelle Lancer. Did you ever have a dream that you remembered as soon as you woke up, but then shortly after you forgot about it? Happens to me all the time. Well, yes. I've had it where I couldn't remember a dream. I remember it as it was happening, but then by the time I woke up, I completely forgot about it. But yes, that has happened to me. I like I woke up right from the dream and I remember it fresh in my head. But then by the time I go upstairs for breakfast to tell somebody, I forgot about it. That's kind of weird. Very strange. Like it registered in your brain after you initially woke up, but then it was gone. Yep, that's happened to me. That's happened to me, but more so of the fact that I wake up from dreams and don't remember them at all. And that doesn't mean that it wasn't probably a really good or intense dream, but my brain doesn't register it when I wake up, and it's weird. Once in a while I could spend the whole day and go like this and try to really think, and it does come back to me. It does come back to me, but not often. It's not like it's not guaranteed to, but once in a while, it's like, so that tells me that it really is registered somewhere in your head. You have to pull it out. It's like lost in time in your memory. It's there, but you have to search it out. And then sometimes it's like you never forget them. Sometimes they're so vivid and memorable that you're talking about them years from now. And most, from what I know, most of my dreams are like that. But then again, they say you never know that because they say you constantly dream. I know that like when people say, oh, I never dream, or I haven't dreamed in months or weeks, they say that's technically not true. You are, because your brain never sleeps, but you just don't remember them when you get up. That happens to me a lot. So it's not even that like you know that you forgot it. You don't even know that you dreamt of it to begin with, but it is there, but you don't even know it happened. That's actually kind of strange. That's actually kind of it's kind of weird to think about it like that, but to think about that your brain never stops and it's always dreaming of something, whether you remember it or not, that's kind of interesting. Take care, guys. Until the next episode of the Scary, Strange, and Paranormal podcast, I hope to see you again soon. Write those comments in, and I can't wait to discuss more spooky, scary topics with you guys. Take care.